Welcome to the first ever On Par in the Southwest podcast presented by Ping. I am your host, Abby Parsons, a Southwest PGA professional. Alongside me here, fellow Southwest PGA professional Jesse Mueller, who is the general manager at Grand Canyon University Golf Course. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you. Happy to be on the first Southwest Section podcast. Excited.
Yeah. First ever guest, No big deal. If you don't know who this guy is here, I'm going to fill you in on a little bit of information that you probably should know, but he has participated in 4 major championships, 2 of those being PGA championships and 2 of those being U.S. Opens. Pretty phenomenal there. He won the 2022 PGA Professional Championship. And of course, he's won a couple Southwest PGA Section Championships as well in 2017, 2020, and 2024. Recently, back in February, Jesse was the first Southwest PGA Section professional since 2005 to make the cut at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. That's pretty impressive, and that's just a tiny bit of what you've accomplished on the golf course.
Well, thank you for the introduction there. The last few years I've been blessed. I've been fortunate to have some really cool things happen in the golf playing wise. So it's been a fun last 2-3 years.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I would consider that a blast. But I have to know, as a fellow PGA professional, how do you time manage? I mean, we obviously talk about work-life balance, but you do work-life balance, work-life practice balance, work-life practice play balance. Like, how are you able to manage all of that?
Well, it is nice how most of our tournaments are in the summer and in the early fall, late spring. So we're obviously, we're super busy October through April, and then we start to slow down. So I'm not playing much during those months, but then most of our important tournaments are summer and to early fall. So I do get some time to practice once our season slows down.
Yeah, so what does a day in the life look like for you if you're practicing, say, preparing for, the 2025 Waste Management Phoenix Open?
Yeah, well, it is nice. The guys up at TPC, I usually probably about a month out. I go out there once a week, and I'll play 9 in the afternoon. So that's kind of where I get my practice in out there. But if I'm leading up to it at GCU, I'm probably chipping and putting for 30 minutes a day. I'm not doing a lot with my swing much anymore, so mainly when I try to key in for big events, I'm usually just practicing on my short game.
That's awesome. And so what does your day in the life look like as a general manager and a PGA professional at Grand Canyon University Golf Course?
Yeah, just trying to create the best experience we can for our guests out at the golf course. So trying to have the operation run as smooth as we can and have golfers happy out there.
I hear you still kind of work in the golf shop when needed. You do the little things here and there. Why is that still important to you?
It helps me stay connected too and really know what's going on, to be in the shop sometimes or to be outside or just to be in the restaurant, hands-on. It just get a good feel of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how do you stay motivated to still play at such a high level? I think for a lot of PGA professionals, including myself, if I teed it up in one major championship, I'd be like, tick, I'm done. But how do you stay so motivated to continue to reach that next level?
It's just so fun to play in those tournaments. And then when you get a little bit of success on a few, I realize that if I can do it, like this, potentially I can play on the weekend on the PGA Tour. So trying to get back is a goal of mine always. I kind of highlight those events during the year where if I play well, I can get into one of those tour events or the PGA Championship or the Waste Management. Or they do such a good job in hosting, and the courses are so well maintained. It's just a really fun experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, mm-hmm. Take me back to the Southwest PGA Section Championship. Mm-hmm. You obviously won this year. Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you secured that spot into the Waste Management Phoenix Open coming up in February. How does it feel now with the news with the PGA Tour? You are the final Southwest PGA member to get that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be in the Southwest section where we've had that spot for so many years and to be able to play in it 3 times growing up in Arizona. I'll always be grateful for the PGA Tour's relationship with the PGA of America to get those spots. Obviously, it's very disappointing that we won't be getting that going forward. And just hearing that 30 minutes ago, it's hard to digest everything that's happened, but I have very fond memories of going there growing up and then being able to play in it. So it's disappointing, but those memories I'll always have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of memories, let's talk about last year at the Waste Management. Yeah. Hole 16, that incredible shot. I feel like I heard the crowd from miles away. Tell me about that. What was that like?
Yeah, just a lot of good things happened on that hole there. my wife and daughter walked through with me into the 16th hole, so they were right there to see it. And then, so the guys I was playing with, they both landed it just probably like right at the pin or just short, and spun back into the bunker. They was probably playing a little longer than we probably felt. So I switched clubs to one more, and then it ended up being perfect. And I hit it, and then halfway, mid-flight, I was like, oh, this could be really good. And then it only ended up like a foot from the hole. So it was really cool.
That would be so cool. Do you have a favorite moment inside the ropes with all of the professional events you've played in?
I mean, that's probably it. I've been fortunate enough to play in some big events and had some really cool moments. One year at the U.S. Open, I think the third round on the 8th hole goes right up in the clubhouse. There's a big amphitheater. I had all my family there, and I made like a 60-footer for birdie or something like that. So there was a couple of those that I always remember. Yeah, but that 16th is number one. Yeah, for sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So for a golf professional like me that doesn't quite prioritize practicing as much as I should, and I kind of need a little bit more of that balance, do you have like a practice drill for a pro like me, or even an amateur out there listening, that you find super helpful when you're practicing just for a little bit amount of time after work?
Yeah, I try to, because I don't practice as much as I used to, so I try to key in on those important things that on the golf course, like driving and then chipping. If I can get my drive in the fairway, I can manage. So I spend more time on the important clubs probably than I did 20 years ago. So I'm keying on my driving off the tee and then my chipping probably. So I'm spending the majority of my time just on those.
So how did you get into golf? Like what age, and then what made you join the golf industry? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, my dad was a golfer, and he was big into sports, and he's kind of picked up golf late. So he introduced myself and my 3 younger brothers to golf when we were 3-4 years old. So it's been a really fun journey being in golf as a family. We would play, all 5 of us growing up, different places wherever we lived, and then taking trips with my mom and my brothers. And then I was pretty good right away. So it was just really fun the whole time. So I've had a lot of good memories playing golf and being involved in golf. And then after I stopped playing full time, kind of an opportunity opened up to work at GCU. And then so it's been a different challenge, but still something that's really fun and I enjoy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is next for Jesse Mueller? What are your future goals on the course, off the course? What do you see for you?
Off the course, I really love working for GCU and the challenges of just the everyday, everything that the golf industry throws at you. Just you never know what's going to happen, and just trying to provide the best experience we can and run the best operations, just an ongoing challenge. On the course, I just try to keep my game sharp just in case something happens and I get into a big event, and you just never know. So, and I still enjoy competing. No matter what, if it's a pro-am or playing yesterday in the scramble. So all those are just fun. Yeah.
So what are you doing to prepare to tee it up again in the Waste Management Phoenix Open in February?
Yeah, so I do, obviously, this time of the year, when I'm not in the waste management, I put the clubs away. I don't have much going on, but I will like to try to stay sharp for that. So the guys up at TPC, Matt and Noah, have been really nice to me to be able to go out there. So I usually try to go out there like once a week, late in the afternoon, and either just putt and chip or play 9. So that's kind of what I do to get ready. And that's kind of really helped me last year. I have a much better feel for the golf course. So I'll try to do the same thing this year.
Obviously, you made the cut last year. Do you have any goals going into this year?
Yeah, I feel like this course sets up well for my game, and if I'm playing well, I feel like I have a chance of being in the top 10. So that's kind of my goal for this year. We'll see if it happens, but I feel like I can do it, and so that would be my goal for this coming year.
I mean, the Southwest section, obviously, we're all rooting for you, but PGA professionals around the country also root for you when you tee it up and something like that. So I want to ask, what is your favorite part about being a PGA professional? Like, what makes you a proud PGA member?
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to play in these events and represent all the PGA members. And I see that when I see other PGA members have success at different parts of the country. I'm just really rooting for them because it's just fun to see all of us play well and beat and shine in these moments. So it's just working in the golf industry, knowing how many hours everybody puts in. So to be able to represent all the members is a great feeling.
Yeah, I have to say people like you and obviously Michael Block blew up for playing in the PGA Championship. I had so much pride watching as a PGA professional, and I think I'm not alone in that. So I have to say I started practicing a little bit more after I see you guys make the cut. So you are obviously an incredible inspiration to PGA professionals out there.
Oh, I appreciate that, and obviously I'm rooting for all PGA pros too when they're playing. So it's just fun to see all the success that we're having out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it for the first ever On Par in the Southwest podcast presented by Ping. And that's all.